Oh, good evening, everybody. How's it going? We are out here tonight, ready to do some more racing. Good afternoon. Well, it's good evening here. Slayer, how's it going? Ugh, let's bring up the old hot lap. And, do a couple of warm-up laps here. Paul Ricard, or good old Paul Richard, coming up first. Touring car layout, though, so it's a bit less long and hopefully a bit less sucky. That being said, it still does include the final sector, which is probably the part about Paul Ricard I dislike the most, but it's okay. Got 10 people signed up so far, and there's still about half an hour to go, so that's not too shabby, really. This isn't showing the game. Why? Oh. Yeah, it would help if I actually had the game capture enabled. It would also help if I switched it off lift for speed onto Assetto Corsa. It would also help if I actually... There we go. Haha. She brought up the game window. Professional I am. There's nothing you could say that would tell otherwise. Oh yeah, right. I was found some mods the other day for AC. Did I do anything with them? No. Actually, did I download? I might have downloaded a couple of them. Let me check. I can confirm that I didn't. Gee, thanks, race department. Oh, okay. Ooh. Raw Pangua got an update. Gates of time attack mode. Oh. Nothing much, really. Okay, these are all pretty small updates. I'll keep that open, but I don't think that should be for later on when we actually do go to Hakarawapagua. But I don't think it should be overly needed. Doesn't sound like any major changes that would break the track. We'll see. Very interesting bit of news. But we can talk about that later. Just gonna put this stuff onto download and then probably forget about it later. A couple of tracks I'm intrigued about. We'll see if they turn out to be any good or not later. If I remember. Livestream playlist link when? There are some nice songs. I don't know, actually. Currently, my livestream playlist is basically just a random cobbling of video game soundtracks I've downloaded from a variety of places. Who were we last week? Barbagello. Yeah, that's right. Cool. Where's Paul Richard? Just want to save the setup across. Paul Richard. There we go. Just gonna skip over that one. Yeah, so I have the big chunk of them are from Ridge Racer Type 4. That's the whole soundtrack. There's a banger. I don't have all of it, but I have most of it. I actually quite literally have every track from 6 through to 19 and then 22 of that album. I have quite a few from the Enthusia soundtrack as well. Enthusia sucks as a game, don't play it, but the soundtrack is good. It's definitely a game that could have fit on the video I made the other day, but well, the crux of that was that I didn't enjoy Enthusia. But I know it has a cult following. Yes, it's the Gran Turismo clone. Well, yeah and no. It is kinda Gran Turismo, but its progression system is very different. It tried something pretty unique, but I think as a racing game in itself, it's just horrible. It's not a fun game to play. Plus, progression is pretty much entirely based on RNG. Any predictions how many tire stack hits during this race? Hopefully none, but definitely some. Definitely some. Hey, Lupa. Anyways, how's it going? I'm gonna hope to avoid all of them. Whether other people do, and whether I actually do, is a different question. I don't know if I've ever met these tire walls before. If I haven't, I don't want to make it my first. That's for sure. I would not want that. I don't think anyone really intends to meet these tire walls, it just happens. But, yeah, but the nature of this car might be a bit easier than the others I've piloted around here. Albeit, this is far from the worst car I've driven around here. Ooh, understeer. Never liked this corner. It's so damn awkward. The worst car I drove around here is the bloody Ferrari 488 GT3. Oh, mein God. One click too low on the rear wing, the car was a spinning mess. Literally undrivable. I spun like 10 times in that race. It was not fun. Actually live streamed it as well. It was in one of the stream rotations. So, that embarrassment is there for all to see. But, lesson learned, GT cars have or modern GT cars have terrible balancing out of the box. Oh well, by default. You have a very narrow setup window. When you try and fuck around with that, you die. Fun? Fun does not exist in GT3. Only pain and suffering. Check limits here are pretty lax, actually, which is kind of surprising. I guess he doesn't care about where I go here. This corner's in a hole. That is just, this final sector is basically just awkward turn after awkward turn after awkward turn. I don't really like any of these corners. I don't mind the rest of the track, actually, but even on the full layout, I don't mind the rest of it. Just this final sector. Unfortunately, this is the one bit that's in every layout that you can't get rid of. I would argue it's probably the worst part about the track. Well, if it isn't the goat of racetracks. Evening, Fred. How's it going? Ugh. I was just whinging about my disdain for the final sector. But other than the final... Oh, God. Other than that, I really don't mind the rest of the track, you know? But, that being said, I've only ever raced 2 layouts. I think it gives a penalty. Okay. I know on those back corners it does. In, like, the final sector. I think throughout the rest of this track, though, I should be pretty much fine. I could be wrong. But I do know definitely throughout this sector. Yeah, on the last... Oh, last corner exit, yeah. Yeah, going too wide on last corner exit, 100% penalty. It's brutal. That last corner does kind of fucking suck as well. Like, it's so tight. For, like, no reason. It's like, here's a really sharp corner just for the sake of it. And this corner randomly tightens up on you just for the sake of it. And I feel like they could have just simplified this. I don't know why they had to make this, like... I mean, I guess it's the French, and they like weird things. I'm about to hit that tire wall. No, I'm not. We're good. I don't know. Feels like they were trying to be a bit avant-garde with this last sector, and it just ended up being a fucking whole crock of shit, really. I don't have my mirror turned on. Where's my mirror? There we go. Now it is. Oh, that's right, I was mucking around a little bit with single-player stuff after the races last night, and I had to turn the mirror off because I was trying to render too many AI, tanking my frame rate. Didn't need it anyways. AI are slow. This corner is good for dive. Is it really, though? The corner before that isn't particularly... I don't know, I feel like it's an awkward entry, awkward run through, awkward exit. It's just awkward through and through. The poor card is kind of ruined from... I mean, this turn's okay. I don't mind it. It's a bit weird shaped. I never quite get it right. But from, like, here on, it's just bad. The track is just bad. Fellow kind of decided to take the racing line for the last one even. I guess, yeah, but it's kind of dangerous. Then again, danger is every sim racer's middle name, so what do I know? Yeah, you could definitely yeet someone up here. And then miss the corner, get a penalty, and get disqualified. The tire bomb danger is implied. That is true. That is true, I guess. Understeer. Oh, I almost went into those. I don't know if they're solid or not, but... Going all over the place this lap. Drunk. Still not hit a... I hit the boller. Haven't hit a tire wall yet, though, which is good. You really just can. What the hell? You don't get a penalty because you run the car off the track and yours. I guess the Max Verstappen Zandvoort strat, eh? Lesson learned. You can drive a car into the wall at turn 3 and get away with it. Don't know why nobody else didn't try it. I was gonna say it's like the other drivers have dignity or something, but they really don't. They do stupid shit. I have one big problem with, like, Formula 1 coverage these days, though. Well, I have loads of problems. But, like, I was watching the Formula 2 highlights after the race on Sunday, and it's like... I want the middle ground between the two. Formula 1 these days is too clean, calculated, and boring. And Formula 2 is... It's amateur hour. It's chaos. You know, all the Formula 1 drivers managed to survive a sudden torrential downpour. Formula 2, the track was slightly damp, and they were spinning off left, right, and center. You know, in the first race we had 2 cars on top of it. It was more wet then, obviously, but we had 2 cars on top of each other. In the second race we had fucking Vesti lose both his rear wheels because the pit crew can't do anything to save their lives in Formula 2. Now, there's just lots of dumb shit in Formula 2. Amateur drivers expect... I don't really know if you can call them amateurs, though. At least I don't think you should. Because, yeah, they are young guns. They are... But they've come up through the ladder. They have experience. They obviously lack maturity because of their youth. But, like... And, you know, in a lot of cases as well, their ego. But, like, these guys are supposed to be a whisker away from Formula 1, you know? The highest level and most prestigious motorsport in the world. And, so, like, calling them amateurs feel a bit redundant. These guys should be performing at the top level of their game. They should be performing on a level that's similar to Formula 1 drivers. Of course, there is less maturity and more desperation, but you get my point. And they go and they act like, I don't know, they've never touched a race car before, and it's like, huh? I think that's why I like IndyCar so much these days, because it is kind of that middle ground. You have, like, really fucking good drivers who know their shit, but there is a much bigger element of chaos and jeopardy. But it's not like Formula 2 complete amateur hour levels of chaos and jeopardy. That being said, Marcus Ericsson also did lose... Oh my god, I'm going into the title. Ow. Marcus Ericsson did also lose a wheel in the IndyCar race, so what do I know? That was pretty amusing, though. But just drop by daddy's money. Clever commitment since Cotton should be like a real job. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, there's also the sad truth that you also need, like, fucking money bags to be able to get anywhere close to the top. Which, you know, always gonna suck, but it is what it is. Strapping yourself into a fast steel coffin is not a cheap thing to do. Well, I guess not really steel. I'm pretty much all carbon fiber these days. Sports getting more and more ridiculous. Every couple of basketball, like, ton of money, and leaving everything in the background. Yeah. Are these solid? No, they're not. Cool. Yeah, I feel like there are two big problems in like major level sport. As the sport has grown and grown, I think you're obviously getting the process of being able to get into these sports has become more, I guess, more rigorous, more sacrificial, more, you know, if you want to get to Formula 1, you want to get to the top level of football, you need a good backing, and you need to dedicate yourself to it from, like, early days, and you need to stop giving a shit about friends, family, and, you know, just, in a lot of cases, be an egotistical asswipe, really. It's you. You put anyone before yourself and you risk blowing the chance to meet your dream. But also, a lot of companies and stuff with too much money and not a lot of sense are getting involved into these things. You know, like we're seeing with like especially in the football world, you know, a lot of the, you know, some like big name players have been signed over to like Chinese and Saudi teams. These teams are shit, but they offer so much money that these players are too greedy to refuse. You know, they're like, shit, these guys think I'm worth like $1 billion. Sure thing. I'll go and play in Saudi Arabia for the rest of my life. I mean, to be honest, if somebody offered me $1 billion, I probably would too. But I do think in some other ways, actually, the game product has also kind of been tainted by this. Not only because, you know, money's king, but also the fact that everyone is so much more meticulously prepared and trained and thoroughbred to do these things from a very early age, I feel like it kind of removes some of the randomness, the wild cards that you used to get. Everyone is a trained perfection machine, playing things to a robotic degree, and that's kind of boring. You know, being too good at something is just boring. And that's one of the, I mean, again, that's probably the biggest problem I have with Formula 1. They have too much information. It's too calculated. It's too predicted. Teams aren't really racing. They're just driving to a bunch of numbers that the team has already configured like months before the race. And they change slightly with the weather. They're too well prepared for everything. And, you know, you need things like the heavens to just open on them to be able to throw a spanner in the works. And it's like, you know, when we're having to hope Mother Nature intervenes to make things interesting, then we've got bigger problems. Things should always be interesting, Mother Nature or not. It's race time. I didn't even notice. Changing new just as another peak. I mean, okay, like the Red Bull stuff has been beaten to death. We can say all we want about that, but I think one thing this season has taught me is that Formula 1 has so many more core problems beyond just Red Bull. There are other things you could change that would make Formula 1 more interesting, even if Red Bull was as OP as it is. And I'm not talking like crazy things like reverse grid qualifying or whatever. I'm talking about, like, you know, pretty fundamental choices that have been made in the sport that have really kind of sunk the ship, I feel. But nobody's really noticed. Car too heavy, too long, too much air. Yeah. Get away the brakes. I mean, I think, you know, thank you. I think the car is okay. Yes, it's too heavy, it's too long, and probably has a bit too much downforce and dirty air still, but it's Fred the... I'm assuming you mean punter in this split. Hey, Sticky, yeah. Good day. No, that's gonna be me. Fred's not racing. He's a boring fart. He retired a long time ago. But, you know, I don't know. I just think... I'm too good or something like that. Yeah. Keep telling yourself that. And break 120 meters in 50, it'd be a lot more fun. I mean, I think there are a lot of other things beyond that, though. You know, if we left the cars as it is, and we left the drivers as it is, and the teams as they are, I still think there are things that you could change about the way things are done in order to... And even simple things that they could do right here, right now. You know, they could literally bring these rules in for next race if they wanted to. Like, I think actually having the medium tire and the intermediate tire, I think those tires should be removed. There should, if you want tire strategy, I think you should have a bigger compromise on either end of the spectrum. You know, IndyCar just has a hard and a soft, and that's way more interesting. They don't have this stupid middle ground tire that basically solves all your problems because you just sit on that for like 90% of the race. Which is what Formula 1 does. They just sit on the medium tire most of the time. Where's the fun? The intermediate also makes the wet tires literally useless. Albeit there's also the bigger problem that when it becomes conditions bad enough for the wets, they just red flag the fucking race anyways, but... what can you do? But, you know, the intermediates are too much of a middle ground. There should be more of a gamble. You know, the wet should absolutely suck in anything that closely resembles a dry track. But should be good enough in the wet to obviously, you know, do what you need to do. I think also, like, what was it? I think, well, you know, obvious one, DRS. They should just get rid of it. They want to add more, but, like, the whole point of needing DRS in the first place was supposedly fixed with these new cars. So why do we still have it? You know? Yeah, the problem's not been fully fixed, but cars can definitely follow a lot closer than they used to. And we've seen in the moments where DRS has been disabled in races that racing is more interesting. They have to fight their way through. They can't just wait till a straightaway, push a magic button, and forget about the slower car, you know? When the grid could shuffle it, you want there to be fights. You want things to be drawn out. You don't want the grid to quickly shuffle into the positions they should be, and that be that. Again, that's one of the things I like about IndyCar, on the contrary. You know, there's a lot of... With the way the strategy and stuff pans out there, obviously, yeah, the cars are a lot more similar, but there's still faster cars and slower cars. And, you know, if they run silly strategies, they're going to end up in shitty situations that fuck them over. Not to mention lap traffic, you know. In series that aren't Formula 1, lap traffic poses much more of a threat, because they don't have to immediately jump out of your way like a deer in your headlights. I almost killed Mateus there, whoops. You know, they're allowed to fight and hold... Well, not really fight, but they're allowed to hold their ground a bit more, you know. You have to get past them. They don't have to just open the door for you at your earliest convenience and roll out the red carpet. Makes things a bit more interesting. And I've been good, Sticky. How have you been? Actually just started back at work again today after a nice week off. And immediately there were problems. At work. Well, there have been problems that have been bubbling underneath the surface since last week, but I wasn't here, so nothing was done. Actually, that is a pretty funny story. Might as well. So I failed to qualify, do a good qualifying lap here. So, obviously this morning I come into work, and it doesn't take long for me to be told that there is a, one of the applications that we work on has a big problem, and it's basically been broken all of last week. And I'm like, okay, I'll look into why. I looked into why, and as it would turn out, it was all caused by one person unwittingly, because they accidentally triggered a bug on the application that caused it to continuously make API calls. And for some reason, they never decided to try and refresh the page, go off the page, or close the browser. They left the browser open with that tab on it, and also they didn't turn their laptop off once the whole week. Meaning that the bug they triggered made like 75,000 like API calls in like 1 week, and completely broke everything. Admittedly, they didn't know anything was happening, and because they don't have all the information up and stuff. But it was just kind of funny that just such a wacky series of events could pan out that would end up basically crippling one of our applications down to its knees. Actually, in that other team, totally not run by Red Bull deciding the fight. I'm not getting out of the way. Not close the browser to even backs. Yeah, they somehow, like, the page wasn't even loaded properly for them. It had errored, and that's what caused it. That page failed, but the way it failed caused it to keep cooling itself. Because it was like, hey, I didn't work, I need to try again. And it just kept trying again and again and again and again and again. But, like, I don't know why he didn't think at any point to just close the tab, because it wasn't working. I don't really agree, though, with the whole not rebooting the laptop thing. I know a lot of people do it in the office, but I feel like it's bad practice. Well, not I feel like it's bad practice. It is bad practice. You should always turn your laptop off. I mean, heck, I refuse to get Teams on my phone. I know a lot of people have Teams on their phone, but I refuse, because it's like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna keep work stuff on work devices only. I don't give a shit what people are messaging me when I'm not at work. You could write out to me the meaning of life and everything, but It's not during work hours. I couldn't give a rat's ass. Yeah, it was just such a bewildering circumstance that led to this sort of situation. And it was rather amusing. But, I mean, I don't have to fix it, which makes it a bit extra amusing, because I could just sit there and laugh at what happened. Albeit, thankfully, coincidentally, it actually turned out to be part of a problem. Well, it turned out to be related to a problem that one of the developers is already working on fixing, so makes life a bit easier. Given that, you know, the fix was already... Bollocks. I fucking hit the title. I'm slow. Holy shit. Holy shit, I am slow. What the fuck? Oh no. Well, this might be fun. What can I try? I'm gonna try softening this and see what I get. I guess I really haven't been really paying attention to the driving side of things, so... But, I'm like 2 seconds off at least where I should be. And not good. See what we can do here, though. I think we could probably move up a bit. Evening, Michael. Good luck to yourself, too. I'm definitely not gonna punt you at the first corner. Here we go. Oh, Michael. Cars everywhere. Are we 3 wide? Oh no. We put a 3 wide. Gotta get the power. I think he's still there. He is. He's still fucking there. What the shit? Well, Michael's gone off. Yeah, he's pretty comfortably behind now. sure that goes off. But I'll revel in the position. I don't know where he is though. I think he's behind. Yeah, he is. Good. Oh. Mattia is somehow still behind. I don't really know what was exactly going on there that first lap. It was definitely interesting though. Alright, next up. Kotska. I've no doubt butchered that. I'm gonna go into that tire wall. Ah. Not for long. Yeah, not for long, definitely, but oh, don't worry, I will. I did it in qualifying, so I'm no doubt gonna do it here. Especially if I'm trying to go faster here. I'm trying to go like 2 seconds faster here than I did in qualifying. But he has fallen off again. Did he die? I think he might have died. Did he put it into a tire wall? I have a hunch he might have. If so, rip Mattia. You know, I'm a bit of a bad egg. I just pushed into him, maybe. Bit of a bad egg. I said earlier on, or I said like last week Monday, it's like, oh yeah, you know what? I'll give his series a shot on Saturday. And see how it goes, and see if I want to do more from there. Saturday rolls around, I completely forgot. I was too hitched up playing Gmod with some friends. Oh, Kotzig in the big drift on. I'd got on my own sort of like dedicated server setup, so we were just kind of goofing around doing shit. 150. Not good, but not terrible, I guess. We're getting there, TM. You sure? I mean, I didn't say anything to him directly, but and I don't think he was really on any of the... I don't know how much he listens in. Probably not at all. But, yeah. Whoops. Just completely slipped my mind. Just spent so much time faffing around with the, I mean, getting the dedicated server setup wasn't too hard. It was just getting all the bits in line in the first place. Like, I had to go and sign into my router to open the ports, and it was like, what's the password? I couldn't remember for the life of me what the password was. And I thought I'd set it to something, and I couldn't find where it had been written down. Turns out I hadn't. It was just this really tiny number written on the bottom of the router that I was just supposed to know. There's no indication that that was where it would be. And it was like, wow, thanks. I shouldn't have gone down to second there. I'm really not doing good here. Michael is reeling me in. He's got the speed. He's quite literally, unironically faster than me. I mean, he was faster than me on the Corvettes last week as well. He's not going to try, is he? Good. But I am also kind of a floundering mess here. I'm like a complete buffoon at the moment. This man gonna start sneaking around on the straight, but look, Caterham so much. There's much speed in the draft, but there really doesn't. Actually, that was funny yesterday at Daytona Road Course. He's going to go super defensive here. It was pretty funny yesterday at the Daytona Road Course in Donnie and Michael's series. I actually ran really competitively there. Oh my god, he's so slow on the apex. I almost driven to him. Maybe I was too fast on the apex, who knows. But yeah, I actually ran really competitively there, which I mean isn't too much of a surprise given that Daytona is usually a pretty good track for me on the road course, and I was whatchamacallit? You know, as I was running up front for the sort of challenging for the lead, and you could tell both the leaders really didn't have much of a... Because at first it was Simon, and then he spun, and then it was some other guy who I've never seen before. I think he must be pretty new to SRS, but he was pretty damn quick. There's a guy, he's banked out. But yeah, both of those people... I had a faster car around the banking than both of them on the... But, like, they were breaking the slipstream from, like, insanely far away. It was kind of amusing to watch. Because it was like, yeah, you're just kind of wasting time breaking slipstream that I don't even have. They was like... Oh my god. Man was like 1.5 seconds down the road from me, and he's like, no, I gotta take the inside line down the back straight away. Otherwise he's gonna get the slipstream, and it's like, that's... I'm nowhere near. But it's always funny to see when road course hot lap divas are thrown up in a situation where racecraft is more important than just driving car fast. And they're like, oh no, I don't know what to do. The guy who eventually won did throw a pretty sus block on me at one point. I wasn't too happy with that. It wasn't like anything crazy bad, but it kind of reeked of aggressiveness and incompetence. And I was like, So much so that when I did have a point to maybe contest the lead about halfway through the race, I decided that I was just going to kind of sit behind him into turn 1. Because I was like, yeah, I'm not going to risk getting into a fight with him and having him potentially wreck me, given that he was definitely faster than I was. Overall, so I was like, yeah, I don't want to run the risk of getting wrecked. I'd rather be P2. God, yeah. If you didn't know, the slipstream range in Assetto Corsa, at least from as far as I'm aware, doesn't really start taking effect until about 0.4 seconds gap between you and the car ahead. That's when it actually starts doing something meaningful. It maybe has an effect at like 0.5, 0.6 of a second, but I'd say any more than that, like, it really doesn't. Because like even at 0.5 and 0.6, the difference is so marginal that it might as well not even exist. Even at 0.4, it's very marginal, but you can start to notice it. Michael and Mattia are fighting. That's gonna help me out a little bit. But yeah, if you're like outside of like 0.4 of a second, like, you really shouldn't be worrying about the car ahead of you slipstream, or the car behind you slipstreaming. Like, really doesn't do anything. Of course, you are You still want to try and extend that gap, but you really shouldn't be going defensive on straights to like cut off slipstream, because you really don't need to. Tio's gotten past Michael, but Michael's got the slipstream here. He's probably going to challenge him back into the corner. Maybe. Is he gonna? I hope he does. No, he's not. These mirrors are useless. Oh, you fucking donkey. I hate this track. Why did I pick this? Somebody please tell me. I didn't let you pass. I got a fucking penalty like an idiot. How's Michael 10th? Now he's 8th. The real-time standings sometimes do silly things, so don't always take them as gospel. I'm gonna drop that out. Yeah. God, I'm just shit here. There's no other word for it. I'm just shit. How to not be shit? I don't know. Whew. Let's hope we can do a bit better this time around. Exclamation mark, do better. I wish that worked. Who knows, maybe it will. I'll go and wipe the floor with everyone in race 2. No, it's not gonna happen. I have a hunch that tonight will be a bit of one to forget. I think for the core racing. Last week wasn't too bad. Apart from the fact that I kind of just was stuck in the Caterham and blew away a potential win in the Corvette. You know, more interesting than just kind of languishing slowly in both races. I don't think I'll be terribly quick at Most either later in the Corvette. Most isn't a track I'm particularly good at. I don't mind it. It's kind of a bit... There's nothing really overly interesting about it. It's not a bad track. It's just one of those tracks that just kind of exists, though. It doesn't really do anything specially noteworthy to make it be like, oh yeah, I must drive it. Oh, fuck's sakes, I have a penalty already. Okay. I'll drive the wheels off this thing, trying. Okay, it feels better after I bounce out of it. 6 seconds! That's such a random-ass penalty. What the shit? Okay, I don't have to slipstream to Mattia. See, look, I'm like half a second away from Mattia, and I'm getting diddly fucking squat from him. Whilst Alexei has actually gained in on me a little bit. Not much. What the hell is Mattia going? I have no clue. Man's drunk, I guess. It's just letting everyone by. What? That's so bizarre. I don't know where I'm going either. It's just a really goofy line. Michael looked like he was about to try a dive bomb. Glad he thought better of it. I'm gonna have to take the penalty line of shame, I think, into this final corner. Or, alternatively, well, he's going for it. Jesus. He's really throwing me off there. Oh, he's not gonna try, is he? Madman, he's going for it. Okay, give him a lot of space there. Ooh, look, the rear axle a little bit. Really floundered that section. I think we're gonna come out ahead of these. Taking penalties is really James thing to do. Well, I did take over his slot, even though that's like over a year ago now. James still hasn't he hasn't started streaming again yet, has he? I saw he posted a couple of videos up. Oh my god, I'm understeering. Mattia on the brakes then, that was interesting. Mattia coming down the inside, I'm just gonna hang it wide. Not that I know, yeah. Oh, seems like Robert has had a bit of issues. He's way off. Cruising. The Honda from that big rock. Yeah, I haven't fully watched those, but I did see you put them up. Speaking of YouTube videos, though, random thing, but actually, obviously I posted the video on Monday, well, that video last Monday. I then took it down because I wasn't really happy with how it turned out. Also, Adam kind of lynched me in the comments. Oh, cuts again, old squiff. Power around. We're clear. Get a nice tidy run through here, and hopefully he doesn't try anything desperate. Yellow flag up ahead. Oh, he gets that big wrong. But yeah, actually, the remake of that video that I then posted a couple of days later, on the Wednesday or the Thursday, actually got scooped up by the algorithm. didn't leave a toxic comment. Not quite. He made mostly correct points. There were a couple of points I didn't fully agree with. But he basically gave a big critique of the video that, you know, as I said, was mostly valid. That's why I ended up remaking the video, because I kind of was like, yeah, I do think this video's a bit shit. Why'd I downshift a second so early? So yeah, no, I went and redid it and re-uploaded it, and yeah, the algorithm was like, ooh, I like this. For about a day, and then it forgot about it. Like it never existed. But it was kind of funny to see there was just this day of, like, big activity growth, or at least big activity relative for a tiny channel like mine, you know. It got like 320 odd views in a single day, so that's pretty good for a channel of my size. And then after that, the algorithm forgot about it even existing, so those views just went crashed. So I've just got this like nice little like S-curve. Ooh, Michael was almost in the tires there. But there was like... yeah, it got like 20 or 30... oh my god, Michael is risking it. Holy shit. Madman. Wild dog he is. I'm gonna try something here. I think we're doing it. I don't know if that really did work. It might have done a little bit, I'm not sure. Robert's catching up. He obviously wants to make up for ground that he lost earlier. Mike was gone very wide. That's going to be a penalty. He's got a big wobble. Follow Martin. Hey, Serge. Yeah, how's it going? I think your boy's got a penalty, though. He definitely does. He's headed off into the abyss to serve it. I fucked that up a bit. Robert's going to be right all over me here. Check Clivets. Yep. I don't know how these guys are doing the lap times they're doing. I cannot get any fucking speed out of this car to save my life around here. He's gonna fuck it up. But yeah, cheating streamer. Says the person who went off the track, eh? Not like I did that earlier as well. Totally didn't. Very clean. Only the cleanest racer. I was saying, yeah, it was pretty funny to see how the YouTube algorithm works. You know, you sort of obviously hear all these little snippets about what it does and doesn't. Oh god, a little wobble there. About like the mysterious ways in which it does things, but actually seeing it firsthand and like seeing the actual like charts and stuff is it's a bit different. I'll probably show it after this. Actually, it's quite funny how it's just like a little bit of activity, you know, the usual, and then it just and then nothing. Oh, 49, finally. I'm still slow as bulls, but you know, it's a step. I have begun to realize over time, though, that I definitely have more of a driving style that's more akin to kind of more old school style racing, I feel like, you know, old. Oh, Michael hit the wall, no! He kept it up pretty good, he didn't spin, but that was a big whack. Rip. Yeah, F indeed. Oh, tragedy. The only person who could have given me a fight. Maybe I'll have to do the same as a sympathy crash. Ah, you'll probably catch me up anyways, I'm so fucking slow. Yellow flag, I guess somebody's gotten track limits. I'm about to get track limits. Come on, you'll get a sedan soon. I almost did then. Actually, another extra thing I noticed, actually, speaking of the whole YouTube algorithm stuff. As the video was getting, like, thrown around, one thing I noticed was they started playing fucking ads on the video. Greedy bastards. A lot of them. I'm not gonna get a penny of that ad revenue. I mean, the ad revenue probably would have been about a penny in total, if that. But, like, I don't know, it just felt like kind of a bruh that they were showing ads on stuff because they were like, hey, we like this, so we're gonna promote it, but we're also gonna try and make some money. Ooh, I clipped it. I clipped the wall. We're also gonna try and scoop a little bit of money off of it. However, missed opportunity. If they wanted to put ads on, they might as well have gone ham in my video, filled it up the YouTube homepage. I wouldn't have minded that. Maybe I would have. In some regards, actually. Because some of the comments I did get after I got picked up in the algorithm, I was like, oh, gosh. Yeah, like the sort of little community that I've carved out that sort of regularly responds to, like, stuff that I pump out, you know, all the garbage that I put out. Well, they're a pretty sensible bunch. They're pretty smart. They know what they're talking about. And then you just get, like, the average YouTube commenter, and it's like, oh no. What am I reading? We got one more lap? I guess we do. Oh no. Personally, yes, they are definitely very done. I think the funniest comments, though, have got to be the ones where they comment like a know-it-all, but they're actually factually incorrect. Like, one of the comments was like, oh yeah, this is actually this. But it's like, no. No, it's not. What you're talking about is literally wrong. I'm just sad to see, but also makes me feel much better. In a way. But it is like, it's like, where do you get... I genuinely, some of the shit I've heard throughout my time on the internet, I have to severely question where some people get their information from. Because some people come out with some ridiculous, absolutely heinous nonsense sometimes. I mean, this comment wasn't that bad, don't get me wrong. It was factually incorrect, but it wasn't that bad. But, like, I've seen some things people have tried to claim as fact on the internet, and it's like, Literally a simple Google search will tell you that you are completely wrong. How do you believe this? But I mean, I guess I feel like if you think you know something, you're not gonna bother looking it up. Because, well, you think you know it. So I guess that's kind of where that sort of paradox emerges. Yeah, it was pretty hectic. I mean, like, say if I thought Paul Ricard was actually in Spain, if I genuinely believed that, I wouldn't need to look it up on the internet. I'd be like, ah, yeah, this track's definitely in Spain. Even though I'm completely wrong. And I guess maybe that's part of the reason why some people are just so blatantly wrong on the internet sometimes. But it is just kind of embarrassing. You know, when you're blurting that shit out on, like, public forums and whatnot, and it's like, you just look like a massive dumbass. Congratulations. I will quickly... Oh, it's not what I wanted, actually. I wanted... Okay. How do I share this? Here we go. Ignore my 7 billion tabs. This was quite funny to see. So, like... we start off, we've got the normal period. When I first uploaded the video, you know, it's going pretty averagely, you know, it's in the typical period. Then the algorithm's like, ooh, I like this. And then what? And then the algorithm's like, actually, nah, I don't like this anymore. And then it just plateaus hard. Because, yeah, like, down here you could see 83%. Most of my viewers came from the YouTube homepage. But I thought that was just a funny stat. To just see it go, like, shoot up, and then just, whoa, hit like a tabletop. And just stop. Let's actually bring up the race results, though. Go and get those up. Something actually useful to look at. Not a bunch of nonsense. What series are we doing? Caterham. That's what we're doing. Probably gonna look back at those replays as well, but I guess we can do that afterwards. Gotta look at Wall Street Bet's portfolio. I would say inaccurate because it doesn't just suddenly tank into oblivion. Alright, let's bring this shit up. Or not. There we go. I don't know why I didn't want to do anything. Let's change that. It's a little dramatic for just looking at results. Race 1, Mateus takes the win. Pretty ordinary stuff. Albeit back here, there was a good bit of jeopardy. Kotze was running well until he really bungled it up and lost a lot of places. I actually gained quite a bit off the start and then just kind of existed, then profited, and then lost at the end of that penalty. Mattia didn't climb anywhere near as much as I thought he would in that first race, but I guess in race 2, he didn't climb that much either, but I guess it gets harder and harder the higher up you go. Overall standings here though, Mateus, Matteo, and Phil on the podium. Robert in 4th, Yari 5th, Alexi 6th, Mattia 7th, Michael 8th, myself 9th, Hanu 10th, Katya in 11th, Danny 12th, Henning 13th. More people than last week, which is pretty good. It's good to see that the numbers seem to be steadily trending back upwards. Race 2. Did they actually stay in their order? No, not quite. Not quite. Yari, Matteo, and Phil are roughly where they are, but Robert obviously had some kind of issue. He got an incident point. I assume he hit something and fell back. And Phil dropped behind both Matteo and Mateus. But Yari was able to hold on, take the win from those guys. Then Mattia, Alexi, Robert, myself, Hanu, Michael, Danny, Katya, and Henning. I had 2 people hitting tire sticks in the first race in the rear view mirror. Did make me feel all warm and fuzzy. I don't think there are any big... Yeah, no, it was pretty clean in race 1. A few ones, but that's okay. Race 2, there were a few more numbers on the board. I grazed it. That counted as a 1. But 2 is the highest. It's not too bad. Oh yeah, Kostia, yeah. Or Kostia, I guess. Yeah, no, I was reading that completely wrong. My brain does that sometimes. It muddles up letters occasionally. How much it would cost you, yeah. Okay, yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense. Still cuts off the first lap here, which is interesting, but yeah, Robert lost a lot of ground. He made a decent chunk of it back up, though, but was ultimately fell short of maybe where he could have been. Matteo climbed up pretty nicely, up into 2nd. Mateus had a decent start, but he surprisingly had a bit of a battle with Phil. I guess he must have made a big mistake here, maybe hitting a wall or something. I don't know. And then, who else? Mattia was a big gainer that race. Alexi was a decent gainer until he got passed by Mattia. I gained a fair bit as well, until I lost the place to Robert. Hanu gained a couple of spots, whilst Michael was another pretty big loser. That's not Michael, that's Kostya. Tanked out. Where is Michael? Oh, Michael's here. Oh yeah, Michael I guess is also a pretty big loser in that race. Unfortunately. From running at a highest of 5th all the way down to P10 at the end. Ouch. It's gotta hurt. Very good start though. I think he's 8th. So he jumped from 8th to 5th in the first 2 laps, and then oof. That being said, Mattia did have that point where it must have been on the first lap then, where he suddenly slowed up and just gave back a load of places. So I feel like he maybe could have climbed higher. I'm not really sure what was going on there. Overall standings though, Mateus leads the championship by a reasonably healthy margin over Yari. That could get closed up quite easily though, but given his speed, I think it's going to be pretty tough. It's already started slipping away. Phil in 3rd, a little bit off Yari, which is surprising to see it spaced out between all the top guys. Mattia in 4th. Alexi in 5th. Pretty close to Mattia. Myself in 6th. A ways off of those two. Hanu in 7th. Kostya in 8th. Henning 9th. Matteo 10th. Robert 11th. Kevin 12th. Michael and Danny in 13th and 14th, because they have all only done 1 race apiece. And, ooh, we have, actually don't really have time to look at the replay, because it's basically race time. Well, it's not quite, but it's almost time. Almost. 11 registered so far, still a couple of minutes to go on the clock until registration closes. Actually, funny thing, I did have the... I'm pretty certain I have the SRS skins app on. Because it's going to be def at turn 1, yeah, probably. It pinged me earlier. It pinged me yesterday. Actually. And I was like, ah, shit. I forgot I had this on. But it didn't ping me. And that race just gone. It is interesting. I'm pretty certain people are running custom liveries. There was a lot of yellow cars. Was it fixed? I don't know. Mine's like an ancient version. But it seemed to work for the Corvette race last week, so... I don't think I'll bother leaving the session unless I find a good window to do so tonight. But if it works, I'll let it do its thing. So I have them at least. I mean, when we look at the replay, then, you know, there's at least... You can see all the shiny cars there. Ugh, my brain is like shut off. Oh, fixed setup for the Corvette, sorry. Yes. Yes, it is fixed setup. Yes, I see you have registered. Sneaky, sneaky. Should be fun. It looks like the grid is a bit more stacked, so, the grid being this... It's definitely more stacked than last week, so it's going to be a lot harder for me to get anywhere close to the front, I think. See who we've got. Oh, this is the actual entry list now. Mattia, obviously, he's seemingly doing a starting from the back challenge, so he's kind of hampering himself these first few laps, and he's basically putting luck in his hands. Myself, Alexi was pretty quick last time out. Michael was pretty quick last time out. Phil... Was Phil there last week? I don't remember. Matteo is back. Yep, he is always a lethal threat. Artem, I don't really remember where he was last week. Robert is in. He's quick. You're in. You're pretty quick as well. I don't know about the last two Italians. I've never seen those before in my life. Actually, I think I have, but I really don't remember if they've done anything, so... They might be fast, they might not be. But I'm looking at the usual suspects. The grid is definitely stacked against me. So, heck, if I have a shot at winning... Why is this not getting the servers? AC! Is the server just not up yet? It should be, right? Maybe not. God fucking damn it. It's also funny seeing all these things at the... Especially all the content creators at the bottom of SimRacing System. Winning optimism. I'd like to try and do it again, but, or have another shot, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Fuck's sakes. Yeah, it's funny seeing all of these at the bottom here. Given that, as far as I'm aware, basically, almost all of these don't really have much to do with SRS anymore. Especially on the content creator side of things. Okay, you told me the server was up. Why are you not showing me? Piece of fucking shit. Ah, you know what? I think I know the problem. And if I know the problem... Oh, you can't join? Okay. Shit, I was right! I don't have the track! Oh, no! Oh, shit. I don't have the track installed. Oh dear. Trying to go to Vallalunga? It's showing me in the server browser that it's TMM Autodrum Most. I don't have the track, period, I'm pretty certain. Is anyone on the server? Does anyone know? Because it must be me. Must be 2.1. That's what I've downloaded. Okay, let me install this. Actually, let me check. Set of course, content, tracks. I do have Must. Okay. So it's the server. Huh. Yeah, 2.1. I have the right version. Crap. Yeah. No, the track should be fine. Hang on. Let me ping Bossman. Yeah. The pack hasn't been updated since then. I've just messaged the boss about it. Hopefully, we'll get a prompt. Where is it? Technical difficulties. I gotta put it up. We are actually in technical difficulties. Yeah, something's gone wrong, and yeah, no, it's just not working. Yeah, I thought I didn't even have the track. I thought I'd uninstalled it, but nope, I went and installed it, and then I was like, oh, I have that track. But I've messaged him, just waiting and hoping that he responds pretty quickly. But we shall see. We just kind of gotta sit and wait until then. People will appear as being on the server if they try and connect. But it will tell them that it's wrong. The server did start. It just has the wrong track. Somehow. I don't know, something weird's happened. But he might, if the server's gone down, then he might be giving it a bit of a kick. Server's on quali, yeah. Nobody is on it, yeah. If people appear as being on the server, they will temporarily before vanishing. Because it'll be like, they'll try and join and they'll be like, nope, sorry. You can't join. Get out of here. But, yeah, at the moment, just sit and wait, I guess. I haven't received any kind of a response at the moment. But, I don't know if he's doing anything in the background. It says he's online on Discord, so I'd hope he sees it reasonably soon. People are on holiday. First time in a while that things have gone wrong though, so can't fault it too much. Oh, I can see the server. I had to enable filtering it by content. If you have the filter on to say content that you don't own, or only display servers that you have the content for, then it won't appear because the track is supposedly wrong. So I couldn't see the server at first too, but then I disabled the filter to show all servers, even the ones I don't have the content for, and then it appeared. So, it's supposedly mossed, but actually looking at it, I don't know if it's been trimmed, but it does say TMM Autodrom Moss. There's no T at the end of mossed. Maybe that's the problem? It wasn't even let me try and join, so can't really look at the most controversial one. Let me just look at like the whole list, see if it comes up with no, yeah, that goes off the page, those like big track names. So yeah, I think it might just be that it's been misspelled. Yeah, TMM Autodrom Moss. I got rid of the T on the folder and it let me in. Delete the T off the folder. Oh, it's so bizarre. Alright. He definitely typoed. Yeah. I still seem... Oh, I think I have to restart my game, actually. But of course at its finest, yep. I don't think I can do any, like, at here pings or anything. But I guess we're just gonna have to... I'm gonna pin that in case people roll up from Phil. And just so people can see. Yeah, I can do that, yeah. I can do. Use my admin powers. Good we got given those. I do... Yeah. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't want to try either. I don't want to ping all of SRS. Okay, we've got 6 people on. That's... decent, I guess. Whack in the admin password. And then we'll, yeah, I'll restart qualifying. Poll. Hopefully I can get in time. Aha, I'm in. I'm not admin, your mother. Oh, whatever. Pretty certain I... That is... I'm not admin. Okay, fuck you. I guess we're just gonna have to roll with it. I don't know. If anyone has contacts to any of the other people who aren't here, you could let them know, that'd be great. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to gamble. Not exactly the circumstances wanted to get into this race on, but it's the circumstances we have. So I'm just gonna have to hope and pray that these are gonna do the things I want them to. Good luck to everyone who made it in. You have the wrong tire. Yeah, medium, it's fine. Oh, I almost killed Mateo there. Maybe I shadow punted him? He went very deep there. Maybe I made him shit himself, I don't know. This car seems to be fine. Oh, Mike was locked up and gone off. Oh, I fucked that up. I'm being assaulted. I'm let Mateo pass because I'm not sure if I did shadow punt him. I'd feel guilty if I did. Either ways, I just kinda... I'm gonna roll with what's going on here. Only 6 cars compared to the 11 that we should have had. But, we have an race. I don't know why the admin password didn't seem to work either. Unless there was something special I needed to do. I thought I could just log into the server with that password, because that's what I do when I host my own servers. I just log in with a different password. I mean, this server obviously doesn't have a password by default, but you can still put one in. That's what I did. I mean, it didn't do anything, so... weird. Not fully... Ooh, I was too busy looking at Discord like a fucking moron. Seeing if he'd maybe responded. Don't think he has. I should actually just focus on driving. It's a little late now. So, worrying about what's going on over there. Just drive the car. Remember how Monster goes. Oh, Evgeny's gone off into the gravel. That is a place gained. Oh, Mike got a bit of a lag there. That was interesting. I think the settings we have now are fine. Apparently I'm massively overfueled, but that's whatever. Better to have more fuel than not enough. I just put in a rough ballpark number that I thought would get me to the end. And, well, this should pretty comfortably. Oh, I'm up into the bloody soundtrack now. Not too badly. It's a bit harder to burn the fuel. You can try. I definitely want to crank this brake bias back a little bit, though. It's way too frontwards. It is definitely situations like these, though, where the advantages of just doing all this shit yourself become very apparent. Like, it is... The less people you have to rely on to do something, the better, in my eyes. I would rather just do a lot of things myself, because... Then, when it goes wrong, I am the only one to blame, and, you know, if I'm doing something, then I'm gonna make sure that I can be there for that thing. Yeah, like I said earlier, I got set up on my computer a... Oh, I think Michael might have taken a trip to the gravel. I got set up on my computer a dedicated server for Source games, you know. Well, specifically for Gmod, but I can do other games without much difficulty. Like me and a friend went and did fucking Iodine Cybermancy co-op. And I showed him some silly speedrun tricks. Oh, I think Michael stacked it. No, he hasn't. He just took a bit of an excursion. God damn it. Okay, this fuel, I think it might be weighing me down a little bit. But oh well. I'm also not driving that well. It's also another part of it, but fuel is not helping. Looks cool and very weird. Yeah, it's a really hard game to describe because it's a very flawed game. Like, it has a lot of problems and a lot of things that aren't very well designed. But at the same time, it is also, like, one of the most outrageous and, like, unique things I've ever really sort of experienced in a video game. Like, it's a very memorable game. At least for me it was. And I had a lot of fun playing through it. But I don't mind a bit of scuff and jank in my games if, like, the experience has something that is worthwhile to keep me playing. And yeah, there are some situations where you are just kind of like, you know, like, things really don't land well, but, you know, some of just the nonsensicality and ridiculousness of some of the situations is what makes it pretty funny. The weird thing is, though, there's an English mod for the game, or like an improved translation mod for the game. Because obviously the game was made by a bunch of, like, French people, and then they translated it into, like, English. Or so that's how it's all said. And that's why some of the dialogue is, like, really goofy. Because it's not... I mean, the way French people do structure some sentences and stuff is a bit different to how, like, English people do anyways, and how they communicate and stuff, but, you know, when you sort of convert that directly across into English, you get some rather amusing results. But yeah, there's a mod that, like, cleans up the translation in a sense, and it's just kind of boring. remember with my brief sort of flirting with the speedrun side of when I was like going for a mini speedrun phase before giving up because speedrunning requires a lot of effort that I couldn't be bothered. I was like, you know, this would be a fun little game. It's only like a half-an-hour speedrun. I like the game. It's Source Engine. Who doesn't know Source Engine? You know. And the route wasn't too difficult. At least at the time. I don't know what it's like now. But it was some guy who, like, put a run-up with, like, that English translation on it. And I was like, wow. This is, like, so boring. Like, part of the charm of the game is how scuffed it all is. There are some genuinely, like, cool little ideas that the game does. But most of it is just because the game is just scuffed. That's nothing really more to it. Not really gaining on these guys. This is a problem. Michael seems to be having a bit of fun up ahead. Last time just kind of here. I think they've bumped the price up for the game, though. I'm pretty certain it didn't... It's like £7 at the moment. I'm pretty certain it didn't used to be £7. I thought it was like $6.99 or something like that, but it's now like £7. Might be $7.99. Don't know. Maybe that's making Stromon more money than their other games. I couldn't say. I doubt it, but you never know. But I would say if you're bored and it's on sale, and you can deal with source jank, then I don't think there's much harm in picking it up. Oh, yellow flags up ahead. I'm getting the hang of this. And I think I am actually slowly catching up to this group ahead. Like, I think I'm catching up a bit too slowly. About 5 seconds up the road. Again, he doesn't really seem to be making a bit much of an impression at the moment, which is rather unfortunate. I was hoping he would have a bit of a better showing. 70% off on GOG. Huh. I wonder why. Maybe it's 70% off on Steam at the moment. I don't know. Or they just put it on sale on GOG one day and forgot. It's also just a single player? How does that make sense? There is no separate executable for the multiplayer. And even when you're playing single player... Oh, GOG started their autumn sale. Oh, okay. Even when you're playing single player, you're technically still connected to a multiplayer server. It's just a local one. Oh, maybe that's a good point. But could you not still connect to dedicated servers? Or maybe dedicated servers use Steamworks and I'm being retarded. I don't know. Probably also, yeah, maybe. We did try a public co-op lobby, which, I mean, at first it was just me and my friend, and then we had a bunch of other randoms join in. Which, it was kind of funny. I was tempted to do some really silly speedrun strats in front of them. But at the same time, it was really scuffed because none of us were really talking. We were all kind of just going through the campaign, doing our own things, and it was just kind of just a bit of a discombobulated mess. We failed a mission somehow at one point, and nobody had a clue what we'd done to fail the mission. And so everyone just kind of stood around afterwards, like, just staring at each other for like 2 minutes. The way that co-op works is also really weird, as we found out. So basically, when a co-op campaign game starts, because there are, like, obviously PvP modes, but when you start a co-op campaign game, you have to select a user has to step forward and claim that they are the Master of Fate, as the game calls it. And basically, whoever declares this is what the co-op game is based around. And so, whatever point they actually have a separate story or a separate chapter story saved for co-op. Compared to the one they have for single player. And so... But it's all tied around that person, and that person is the one who ultimately gets the rewards and stuff out of co-op. Or out of the... Well, everyone gets the rewards for missions and stuff, but there's, like, these special abilities that you get from completing each of the storylines. And I think only the person who is the Master of Fate actually gets handed those. And it's their story progression that you'll play the server off of. So if they leave, I think it still carries on. Actually, no, I think it... No, yeah. If they leave, it boots you back, and then you have to start the process again. We had a funny moment, actually, where I was the master and I crashed. Oh, somebody's missed the chicane there. And apparently on my friends and I was just stood there. And when I rejoined, it and just booted us back. And we're like, huh? But yeah, it's a bit of a weird way how it works. Also, only one person can do dialogue. Well, like, anyone can go up to an NPC and talk to them. But once, like, an NPC has been talked to, it seems like Artem made a bit of a mistake because I had to drop back of the order. This little train that's going on here. Yeah, once someone has talked to an NPC, then the NPC has been talked to, and things move on. I guess it makes sense in some regard, because then everyone could theoretically make different decisions to the NPC. And that would muddle everything up. You couldn't really do a cop story without it. But the problem is that the other players in the session don't have a clue as to what you're saying to the NPC and what the NPC is saying back. Which is kind of a problem. So, like, the co-op only really works, I feel, if it's an established player playing with a non-established player. And they just let the non-established player do all the dialogue and the reading and stuff. Talking to, like, NPCs and whatnot. Should I say. Whilst they just kind of pooter around. Or if you're playing with, like, a bunch of friends and one person reads out all the options and whatnot. But I guess for a pretty budget indie Steam title, I guess you can't expect everything, you know. What they tried to go for was very ambitious. So there definitely had to be corners cut in places for them to really be able to achieve somewhat close to their goal that they originally wanted to. Oh, I have 10 minutes off again. Maybe I could snag a P5 here in these last couple of laps. I've sort of just been cruising around doing nothing. These tyres don't seem to be degrading anywhere near as much as I thought they would either, so I guess Michael was right and the softs were the right choice. These were the wrong tyres to be on. Because, yeah, I'm not getting much, as I said, not getting much dig. Probably could have run the softs and made use of that nice little pace advantage. But alas. Yeah, it's really not. Probably going to be the final lap, though, I think. Depends. I think Mateo's streaked off into the lead. I don't think he's that far away to make it back in 16 seconds. I'm in the grass a little bit there. But let's see if I can snag P5 with Artem here. It's going to be pretty tricky. He's actually on the soft tyres. But he's hoping that I could sort of pressure him into it. I don't know why I followed him there. He was taking not so great of a line. Hopefully, pressure me being back here can hopefully push him into maybe making a bit of a mistake. This track definitely isn't one of my strongest. I don't mind it too much, but it's a track that's quite easily forgettable. I definitely did have to spend a little bit of time regaining my bearings here, because I was like, oh, where am I going? Let's get the throttle down. It's going to be close. I think he's got it. Sadly, not hard to defend on. Yeah, I know that. I know that. I was 1.3 seconds faster than him that lap, but wasn't enough. Oh, that's a solid wall. Yeah, I definitely know that myself, first and foremost, about the not hard to defend on. When was it? Oh, we did it in the Euro NASCARs, that's right. I think I had a bit of a train behind me because I was just like defending everywhere. Yeah, it's good. Oh no. The fucking replay file is labeled as TMM Autodromos as well. UK experience. It's not quite the race I wanted, but it's the race we got, I guess. However, I literally will never be able to look at this replay unless I name the track as Moss. It's so dumb. It's the race you deserved. Damn. Savage. Yeah, mediums were the wrong choice in the end. I didn't think the deg was going to be as low as it was. I just went with a super safe setup. And, you know, I shoveled in way too much fuel as well. So, on top of the mistakes I made, I was basically on the back foot for the whole thing. Oh, was this a shadow punt? Because I was like nowhere near. But it... I guess it just seemed like... Oh no, you got off the brakes for a bit. I think I spooked you. I don't know. I was definitely a bit too late on the brakes. But I wasn't sure if I'd, like, ghost punted. So when we kind of got around to here, I just kind of let off. I was like, eh. Maybe a little too much. I shouldn't let off that much. Put me really even further on the back foot. Only for me to then be looking at Discord. As I went into turn 1. Oops. I was trying to see if he'd replied, but he hadn't. So I was like, okay, you know what, fuck looking at Discord, I'm just gonna drive. And I eventually got my shit together and started closing up a little bit by bit. You guys up ahead, but wasn't quite enough. And Artem seemed to run into some trouble at the first chicane. It's pretty close at the end, but not much. Not the race I wanted, though. Well, not the race I feel like we really should have gotten. I might... I didn't have some great battles, sadly. I was too slow. Weird how that even worked, though. Actually, now that I think about it. Surely that would have, like... Now that I think about it. How did that even work? If the server is looking for a track that's incorrectly named, then surely would the track folder itself not also have to be incorrectly named? Because it's looking for a track that's incorrectly named? Because if we had to rename our folders, then surely the folder on the server end would have to be renamed too. But I doubt it, because he's just told me that he edited them on his phone at the time. So how the hell did the server, despite being given technically the wrong track name, how the hell did it get the track? And first it's showing the server on my plus 10 points. Best quest later racing. trying to think about that. That's genuinely got me thinking. If the track was named wrong, then surely the server wouldn't be able to find the track. But it did. However, I think because and I'll speak of Bossman about it, but I think maybe because we lost half the grid through no fault of their own. Obviously, looking at the results here, you know. Oh, we had 7 cars in the end, actually, so we only lost 3. Never mind. I don't know why I was smoking. According to Match Check, then the data file for checksum issues. Yeah, but that's the thing. If the folder name was misspelt on the server config, how did it find the track folder? Riddle me that. Hey, yeah, he just got back to me. Sam was thinking the same thing. That's so bizarre. Because it's been uploaded wrong? Well, no, because it couldn't have been, because it's been fine every time before. Unless he has 2 versions of Must and one is spelt wrong. Yeah, I really don't know how that works. The only plausible hypothesis I can come to is that the way it searches for the track folder, it doesn't do an exact match. It looks for something that contains that string, but that string isn't the ultimate determiner of what is or isn't on the server. It's the only plausible thing I could think of. But if that's the case, that's a really terrible way to design things. And it would have actually been easier to program it to look for the exact match. So it doesn't make a whole deal of sense. My brain isn't paid enough to work it out. I might go. You know what? We're gonna try this shit. We're gonna try this shit. Just to run through the race results. So obviously Matteo wins. Alexei 2nd, Michael 3rd, Phil 4th, Artem 6th, myself. Well, Artem 5th, myself 6th, Evgeny 7th, Mattia, Andrea, and Luca unfortunately were not able to join due to the technical difficulties. I don't know. I guess as an extra point. What do you guys think? Do you think I should ask for this race to be scratched off? I thought there was more people, but it's only 3. So it's tough. I think it's unfair on those 3 people, but then 7 out of the 10 people still did make it in. So it's like, I don't know. Do we scratch the race? As the leader, no, but morally, yes. I don't know, I guess I'll ask him about it, and I'll see what he says. There might be some complications of scratching this race off the board. I don't know. I don't know how all the back-end stuff is set up, so I wouldn't assume it's impossible. You could just delete the race as if it never existed. So, but I don't know. I think that might be the more fair thing to do. But, I don't know. Hard to say. Obviously, the overall standings, well, obviously, Michael takes the lead. We all get shuffled up because Mattia wasn't able to join, pretty much. And, Andy, Christian, and Jan didn't return from last time, so anyone who scored... no one who attended this race scored less than they did, so... Actually, we all just shuffled up one, basically, from, and whatever points we got in this race, obviously, then shuffled us around a bit more. Pretty tight between Micah and Alexi, though. Tight between myself and Phil. A little bit of a gap between Alexi and myself. And obviously, Mateo and Mattia are equal on points. But, yeah, we'll have to see. I do, however, as I said, I want to experiment. We are going to try and see if I can replicate this. So I actually want to open... Okay. Is it gonna work? There you go. This lovely little piece of software is... And let me just full screen it so it looks a bit better. This lovely little piece of software is... the AC Server Manager. And actually... Oops, I don't want to do that. I do want to... bring it back. I'm gonna load up a server config. Where would it be? Okay. So this is just one that I set up a while ago. With some stuff with friends. And we are going to pick Most. I don't know what cars we have. The RSS GTNs are cool. I'll just leave those as they are. And then I'm going to export this server onto here. Okay, so I've exported the server. I'm now gonna open... Where is it? I'm gonna open the server config. Ah, shit, hang on. Actually, you know, no, this does work. So, the server, it actually still has the track named wrong. Because I'm an idiot. And forgot to rename it before doing this. But I've renamed the track now back to what it should be. So if I now import that again. Okay. It still has the track selected. Very interesting. You can see it is highlighted in blue. Okay, so what if I go and strip away more? If I just look for TMM Autodrom, see what we get. Oh, it's now defaulted to North Wilkesboro. Okay, that's interesting. But if I put it back to Moss... Or Most, sorry. Oh, no, yeah, no, okay. Then I... Okay, so this is set up exactly how it is now for SRS. And that works. Why does this work? To show that I'm not bullshitting. Alright, you can clearly see Most is selected. And here's the server CFG. You can see, okay, it's stretched as fuck, but you can see it says TMM Autodrum Moss. I'm going to save that once again. I'm going to close that. I'm going to close AC Server Manager, and I'm going to reopen AC Server Manager. And then I'm going to import that exact config. And then we're going to jump over to Tracks. Okay, and it has North Wilkesboro selected. So yeah, how the fuck did that work? That, all signs point to the fact that that shouldn't work unless he has a copy that is Autodrum Moss. Surely if it can't find the track, the server should just crash, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense. How weird. Anyways, moving on with things. It has happened. I will push on. I will ask about potentially getting the race stripped, but we'll see what comes of that. I'm not saying anyone has any objections to that, but I don't know. I think it's the morally correct thing to do. There were a couple of tracks I did install. I think, yes. Do we want to check these out? Not like I already have too much content in my AC anyways, but hey ho. What's a little more gonna add? Probably too much. That's what it's gonna add. And everything is gonna explode. But content. Shut up. Let me app. Okay. They have been installed. Let's actually get one of them up. Oh, this takes sweet ass time sometimes. Alright, perfect. We're already on hot lap. I forget what the track name is called. I literally installed it 5 minutes ago. Okay. We're gonna want... No, let's go a little bit crazy. We want the Quattro. Oh, we've fallen through the world. There we go. I guess I should have started it in practice rather than hot lap. Yes, we have a rally stage first. It's somewhat interesting. I saw it on Race Department. I thought, why not? Bit of a good old tarmac rally. Okay, maybe I somewhat regret picking this car now. Oh god! Okay. This thing has no brakes! Okay. We're good. Oh my god, it's locking up on everything. Try and crank that brake bias back a little bit. Oh god. At the end? Am I really that short? I think it's a little longer than that. No, it still goes. Okay, I don't know why it seemed like there was a... The brakes on this thing are terrible. God, I've hit another wall. Even a screamy Irishman in the car next to me. I miss him. Oh god. That's another wall. Oh, we're down. But we're not out. We're not out yet. I can get back up. I think. Nope, nope, no I can't. No I can't. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, let's change these brakes. They're not doing me any good at all. Definitely feels a bit better. Understeer. I guess that's just the run. This bit here is all just the run to the start of the stage, I'm guessing. And this is the actual start. Hard to say. I don't really know what all the rallying flags and stuff mean. Hey, right, this car's gonna have handbrake. This car is maybe a bit too much of a monster for this stage. I mean, this is... Ow. Something like the Ford Fiesta WRC, it would be a lot better, I think. And I probably should have grabbed that in hindsight. Okay, I fucked up and tried to spin it into something cool, but it didn't really work. Still going though. Oh. No brake. It's a bit of a disaster. Oh no. Okay, we're good. Got a really sharp hairpins here. I don't really have this car set up to equip with to deal with them. Big old straight. Stretch the legs. Flat out. Oh, that's a rock. Oh, that rock has no collisions, but this car probably does. No, it doesn't. These trees don't either. And we've just cut a huge part of the track. And tumbled all the way back down. Can we actually drive up here? I think I've definitely broken one of the wheels on this car. Uh-oh. Oh. We break free from this prison. We're free. We're not free. Oh my god, I almost flipped. Oh, I have flipped. Do a barrel roll. I'm killing the engine every time I kick it into reverse gear. I should probably stop doing that. And then I go and do it again. I'm very smart. Why'd I have to find the one perfect spot when nothing was solid? I have no retraction now. Oh. Melissa doesn't want to stop. How far are we through? Oh, we're basically at the end, okay. Not particularly long. It's gonna throw it off the mountain. Fuck it. Geronimo! Oh my god. Oh god. See you later, suckers. Oh, how far can we go? Pretty far. Oh, have we... Nope, we're still good. Still good. Still good. Okay, now I'd say I'm driving backwards. I don't want that. So the good old rearwards driving comes in. He's pouncing around like an absolute motherfucker along it. I think I found where our journey comes to an end. Eh. Yep. Oh. 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 Through several layers of terrain. Let's grab the Fiesta. Tune in to see some regular 40-mile-per-hour action in the fucking nowhere. Don't know what you mean. It's perfection visually. Anyways, yeah, hello there. How's it going? I fucked up the run royally in the Quattro. It's a bit too fast for this little rally stage. Oh, yep, I forgot about that. Alright, I should have switched to practice. There we go. I'll leave it default. so much more grip immediately. And I'm still gonna find a way to overshoot this first hairpin and crash the car. You'll love to see it. Oh. Off the cliff we go again. Piss. I restarted, didn't I? Oh, well, I just reset us to the pits, so it's fine. We're good. Fed around in for real and AC. How's the dirt grip feel? I mean, this is tarmac, so even when it's not, it's just kind of dusty tarmac. It's AC is not really cut out for dirt racing, really. Dirt racing isn't actually really dirt. In a way. But I mean, for like tarmac rallies and stuff, it's fine. There is actually a mod that you can get that gives you a proper co-driver. I don't really feel like it gives me like the same sensations as if I was playing like RBR or like Dirt Rally 2. So I wouldn't really say it's comparable to either of those, really. But it's not too bad on like tarmac rally stuff. I just saw this stage on Race Department. I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool. It's a nice little rally stage. Very narrow, though. Typical French country road. You like? Feels like green, dusty tarmac. Kind of, yeah. It also just feels... It either feels like that or just like driving on grass in normal driving. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like you're actually sort of driving a car through dirt, as per se. Which makes sense, because the engine was never really designed to handle that properly. Whew. Remember to brake here so I don't do the same thing I did in the Audi. Just go careening up that mountain. I can cut that corner big time. I'm gonna do the same here. No, I can't. Ah. Oh, barrel roll. Oh, I've killed the car, apparently. It's dead. As I continue to fall down the mountain. Actually, I have camera. Oh, it does have replay cameras. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That was a crazy crash. Yeah, I'm guessing the stage doesn't actually officially start, though, up until here. It seems like the start point. But it starts you a little bit before that, which is interesting. I'm not sure. A very terrible attempt at driving up here. I guess one of the problems of rallying in AC as well is just kind of generally AC tire physics in general. You know, you don't really kind of get that same feeling of being connected to the road as you do in, like, other games in AC. Like, you can feel when the car is and isn't gripping and how much it's gripping, but... You know, in other sims, you can really... In some other sims, I should say, I think you can really feel when the car is sort of planted on the road. Like, when it's you can properly feel it, like, hooked up and, like, the tires are, like, physically connected and whatnot. But, in AC, you don't really get that, so it does feel a little weird. You maybe never quite feel like you're fully gripping as much as you are or should be. Pretty full send along here. I don't know why all the car models, though, are, like, super ancient, though. This doesn't seem like a very old-school rally track. Oh, here we go. Flip! And then off the mountain. Oh. And then, yeah, I didn't even touch anything, but the card is something you could see. I guess maybe you can't, but I didn't engage anything, and the car decides it's just going to rev the tits off itself and then explode. So I tumble down the mountain. Okay, that's enough of that. I've crashed enough times. There's another track. What was it called? It was called something. I think it had Valley in the name. It didn't have Valley in the name. I was wrong. Shit. Oh, I was way off. I was way off whatever the fuck I was thinking. I want a nice oldie for this. Maybe not. You know what? 962. What could possibly go wrong? I'm sure nothing. Oh, okay. I guess this needs CSP. So I need to go and turn that shit on. Kind of predicted it would, but I was kind of hoping it wouldn't. I saw this track on Race to Fun, I was like, ooh. This actually looks pretty cool, layout-wise. At least from the pictures they were showing. This so-called Silver City Raceway, 1966. I don't think this is a real track, I could be wrong, I've never heard of it in my life. But it looks pretty cool. This car does look pretty cool, yeah. Not a lot of grip here at the start. Nice bank corner though. Bit of bumpy. So I do have to sort of wrangle for a bit of grip. The track map is completely out of whack. That's good to know. I almost went the wrong way into turn 1. So disregard the track map. Nice flat out run up here. I'm guessing we go... Yep. We go right up here. Corner was a lot tighter than I thought. Oh, a big drop. Jesus. Okay. Wasn't expecting that much of a drop when we came out the corner. Yeah, it really is a killer corner. Okay, this corner goes around quite a while. I really can't gauge anything about this track because the fucking map is in the wrong place. So I kind of just have to go corner by corner and guess. Shouldn't take me too long to land still. This is going to be a downhill. Oh, boy. Oh, this is a pretty cool section. Oh. Oh, big understeer. My front tires are frozen. You have no pressure in them at all. This is yeah, it really is a roller coaster. Oh. Starting to think this Porsche maybe was the wrong pick though. It's I think it's definitely designed for it's designed for 1960s cars. It does almost feel a bit like I don't know if you ever driven it, but Charade Circuit. It does kind of feel like that in a way. That's a track I've never driven the AC mod for it actually. I've only ever driven it in Race Sim, and as much as I hate Race Sim, I gotta admit, Charade was a pretty cool addition. I don't hate Race Sim's content. I do quite like a lot of the content Race Sim has. It's just Race Sim's core physics fundamentals are terrible. I don't agree with them in the slightest. Shroud means Burno. Yeah. With this, well, in a way, I could see where you're coming from. But this track has character. Burno has about the character of, I don't know. It doesn't have any. Like, they somehow made every corner feel exactly the same. Even though you go uphill, downhill, there's different corner shapes, they somehow all feel identical. It's like one of the most forgettable tracks I think I've ever driven. But you can really cut that. You know, I'm gonna grab a 60s car. I want a 60s car. This is a bit too low. It just, like, scrapes along the ground. Yeah, the understeer is real. I think it bottoms out too much at points. It's definitely not the target car for this track. There's a cool 60s car. I guess these. But which one do I want? Do I have the Trans Am still, actually? Or did I get rid of those? I've gotten rid of those. Actually, if I just look at brands... Nope, I didn't get rid of them. Cool. Where's my boy, the Dart? I guess these technically aren't. 68. 2 years out. Close enough. So we'll just leave it on default. Whoa. Actually, I also could have used the Javelin. The version of the Javelin that we were supposed to race, but we didn't get around to. Oh, I've locked the brakes. Oh, we got it. This seems like there's a little light, maybe. Actually, no, it feels fine. Definitely does feel better though. Like sort of just counter steer for a lot of the bumps. Not to mention the car suspension just kind of eats it up in general. I don't have the same amount of downforce though. Ah. Not to bother. This car is a box on. Oh, the tires are dirty. I was like, not to worry. This car's a box, so it doesn't need aero. But I did forget that my tires are, caked in shit. This car was definitely not built to deal with that. Where are we going? I'm forgetting. Oh, it's to the left here. This thing is really trying to kill me in the braking. Stupid P1. I'll push that a bit further forwards. Okay, I don't think that's the way you meant to do this corner, but it seems to work. I'd center steer even in this. But at least this car is more used to being sideways. 962 wasn't really built to do that. That's going to be a check cut, isn't it? I said fuck it, and I was just going to floor it. I've come to regret that decision. Shit. Oh, I crashed pretty badly there. I've ran Priest myself again. Oh. Oh. Bloody hell. Okay. Lesson learned. This track is a bit of a beast. Don't just floor it in parts because you think you can get away with it. Alright, let's go again. Can't imagine how bad the AI would be around here. Maybe we should find out. You know what? Let's find out. A cheeky little AI run. Like just 2 laps or something. It's a reasonably long track. I'm gonna go for 20 cars. Oh, never mind. Try that again. Or not. It's just shitting itself. You love to see it. Oh no, we're good. Okay. I've supposedly got the right cars. Make it 2 laps. Actually. Get the headlights on? Why they got the headlights on? I don't know. Why the hell is there a Viper here? What? Is this the Viper? There's 2 Vipers. What? Oh. Of course, the AI is slow off the line. Big meaty V8 roar. I thought this was just supposed to be the Trans Am cars. This is Corvette as well. Why is this added in the Need for Speed pack? Oh, he's going. What? Where's he going? Cheating bastard, that Corvette up ahead. Okay, I guess 60s Trans Am is competitive with. I don't know why it's so late at night as well. And why it's so dark and all the air have the lights on. It's supposed to be at 12 o'clock. Noon. Whatever. It looks kind of cool in this atmosphere, I guess. This is a weird corner. Got a break in the middle of it. I think some AI has crashed up ahead. We still end up with all American cars in the end, I guess, though. Because our outcast entries are still the Viper and the Corvette. Oh, I've locked the brakes. Oh. Jesus, that was a big recoil. Trim that back a wee bit. Try again. Where's at the front? Oh, we do have a Corvette right at the front. Yeah, I checked up. I'm going to use that as an advantage. Jump forward quite a lot of spots. We only got 2 laps here, so I brake way too early. I thought they were going to brake way earlier. I've already been punted. They're just driving into the pit exit. Delinquents, the lot of them. Oh, I have buckles over those jumps, bumps and stuff. Be satisfying. Love it when cars sort of feel, you can really feel every car, or every like little bump and notch in the road, like you feel that drop. Gone wide. Very long corner. Wheels spinning all the way through the exit. Getting the power up the hill that I wanted. Hopefully this time I don't just lock up and go straight on into the car. We're good. Well, we're gonna have to stomp on the brakes. Yeah, Camara's going a lot slower than I thought he was. Jesus. Why is he slowing down in the middle of a corner? You dipshit. Oh, I throttled too much. I throttled too much. Ow, ow, ow. God damn it. Oop. Alright, we try again. Hopefully I don't get fucked by AI bullshit this time. The one problem I don't have with the ACAI is they just aren't very good at a lot of tracks. Also, you just can't across me, but he's kicked up a whole load of chaos now. Like, what are they? He's just spun him out. He's just wrecked the poor bloke, plain and simple. And they're gonna drive blatantly through those hay bales into the pit exit, sorry. Gotta love the ACAI. And that AI has retired. Oh, that Corvette is braking a lot. I've killed him. However, he has traction control. He saved himself, and he's got him rejoined straight into that Camaro. I'm not a big fan of this corner. I guess I'm not really much of a fan of corners in general that go on forever and ever and ever. At least ones that tighten up as they run through. Because you kind of just sit there, just like agonizingly waiting to put the power on. You're cheating, but we're in America. Track limits, water track limits. Oh, the understeer. I guess I'm not doing that corner right. I'm going too far on the inside, probably on entry. Trying to get power down on corner exit is tricky in these things. Especially with all these bumps, jumps. Why are they braking so much? Ah. God freaking damn it. I brake way too much for some of these corners. I can't drive anymore. I'm driving like a shit. I'm learning the track though. Hopefully I should be able to absolutely clobber some AI here. At least maybe make it up into the top 10 after that murder. This is a pretty cool track. I haven't really found a car that I think feels totally comfortable around here, though. Maybe that's the point. But I do feel like some corners do just feel maybe a little too awkward, regardless of what car you're in. Also, the track map is just wrong, which is never not going to be annoying. I can live without it, but... Get my Viper. Really fought the car for all power it had there. Oh. I've murdered that man. I have a really terrible idea. Oh, Jesus. I don't quite think I have these things set up right. Really a point where I can comfortably push them. So I'm driving like a complete novice. Oh, I've been tagged! Ah! Been murdered right before the line. I'm going to the pits and not actually do a service. But we're basically going to finish last anyway, so... eh. Terrible, terrible, terrible idea. But we're going to try it. Okay. Oh my god, come on. see what we get here. Count the time to 6 p.m. See what this looks like. Now, this is going to be funny. It looks no different to 12. I don't understand. I guess CSP is just doing its own fucking thing. Whatever. Yeah, terrible on the launch. I'm driving it actually in this. The grip on this track in general does just kind of seem to be low. Like, the surface doesn't have a lot of grip. I guess maybe that explains some of my struggles in the other cars. Because this car is very grippy. But I'm not really feeling it. Car's, like, on the default, this car is very stable and quite grippy. We can do this flat. Not quite. I have to lift off on the exit. AI have got their grip hacks turned on though, that's for sure. So they're able to just corner like no tomorrow in this thing. Oh, he's in the wall. What's happening here? There's a happen here. Shit. Whoops. That was a happen there. Cheat like the AIs and cut into the pit and sync. But it does definitely feel like there's a bit of a lack of grip here. And yeah, the grip is it. Oh my god, that dive from the AI. Holy shit. He had confidence. Yeah, I definitely don't feel like there's as much traction as I normally get in this thing. Like when the downforce kicks in, it's... the downforce still definitely does its thing. But when it's not, it like when we need to rely more on the mechanical grip, it doesn't seem like there's a lot there. However, the AI could just easily outbrake me into a lot of these corners. Maybe I'm just being too chicken, who knows. But I do know in some tracks the AI do literally have grip hacks, so... Of course they're going to park the car completely in this bit when you really don't need to. God fucking damn it. I guess as a little viewfinder for my driving, one thing I've noticed that I do... Oh, big crash. Oh. They found those hay bales weren't... They found those hay bales actually had collisions, I guess it was one of those. I guess a little tip on understanding what I'm doing with my driving. You actually see me playing around with the wheel a lot more. And like sort of hacking it into corners sometimes. That's why I'm not really sure on the grip that I'm gonna have. And I'm trying to find it. Trying to find that sweet spot. Or I'm losing the rear end a little bit. I need to quick counter steer. But if I'm like turning in and sort of soaring a little bit. So I'm just trying to find where the actual grip is. Oh, he's just driven straight into the side of me. What a knob. These AI definitely do have some kind of grip boost. Whoa! And didn't like me being on that curb. Oh, but I got a nice bit of clean run here. He's gonna brake. Hey, guess I probably should have slowed down more, but he's crashed proper. Oh, big crash behind. Oh, that corner tightened up. Ow. Ow. Yeah, having the track map definitely would help me remember these corners a bit more. This isn't like an online race or anything. I'm not trying too hard. It's definitely compromising me a bit. Okay, so you really can brake a lot later into that corner. Not fully sure what I think of this track. It's got some pretty cool things going for it, but at the same time, I think it's... Oh, shit. I feel like it's a bit too awkward in some areas. Whatever. It definitely doesn't have a lot of grip. It's definitely, like, reduced grip. It kind of threw me off. AI throwing me off as well, because they're shit. Look like a bunch of bloody morons. Anyways, that was that. We did some racing. Bit of a weird stream, this one. I'm not really sure how to think. Not really. Nothing really exactly went the way I wanted it to tonight, but alas, is what it is. But yeah, no, I think I'm going to wrap things up here. So thanks to everyone who showed up and raced. Thanks to everyone who showed up and chatted. And I'll see you all around. Adios.